I just saw the images for the Renault Bridger concept, and honestly, this car, the looks of it, I love it. I love the way it's boxy. It looks big, although it is a compact SUV, but it looks really good. And from the front, honestly, kind of reminds me of the XUV 300, the previous one. The way the front grill and all that, the design. But the back looks completely different. And overall, this design, it could work. Now we have to wait and see when the physical car is actually shown. But yeah, in terms of design, the off-road ruggish car look, it'll work. Now, the thing I am wondering about this car is Renault already has a compact SUV in the Renault Kiger. Now, it is priced aggressively, so it's technically not competing with those cars, the other compact SUVs, but it is there. So, is this car going to end up replacing it? I don't think it is. I think it's going to be coming along with it. I think that's what's going to happen. But in that case, I'm wondering what the price tag of this car is. Now, if both cars do exist together, then the price tag of this car is probably going to be a bit higher. This might end up being a more premium option. So I'm guessing that to get a decently spec version of this car out, you probably end up having to pay around 10 lakhs or something on road. And I am okay with that. The pricing, if it's between 10 and 11 lakhs, I think that is kind of the normal for a compact SUV, what the buyer would be expecting. But one thing I am concerned about is the powertrains, and let's face it, the powertrains are the weakest link of the Renault cars. I mean the what was it the Kiger, it has the base model has a 72 horsepower engine, and that's just not enough power for that type of car. And to get the more powerful version, the turbo version, you have to pay around 10 lakhs or a little over 10 lakhs, and at that point it's not really competitive with the competition. It's kind of the normal. But this car, if it does end up being really high end and it is priced aggressively and it has the engine, this thing could work. Now, hearing some stuff that this car would have a turbo petrol option, a new NA option, and a hybrid option, and electric version. So there could potentially be a lot of versions of this car. And the electric version, I'm guessing, it'll probably a bit more expensive, around 14 or 15 lakhs on road. And yeah, I don't think that's the one everyone's going to be going for. I'm guessing the version everyone would want is the natural aspirated engine if it has a decent amount of power. Now, if it's a new engine, I'm guessing that it'll have more power. And even then, I'm not really expecting a lot, because the natural aspirated engine for the Kiger, the base model, is 70 horsepower. So how much could they bump up the power? Maybe 80 horsepower. And even with 80 horsepower, it's not going to be enough. So I'm guessing the turbo option would be the one I would want. And that engine is the one that they're going to have to price really aggressively to get the market. Because if you end up being more expensive than the competition, well, that's going to be a problem for Renault. They can't really compete that way. So yeah, it needs a more powerful engine at a decent price. Honestly, if you can get a decently spec option with the turbo engine at 10 lakhs, 10.5 lakhs on road, yeah, this car could work. The design looks good, and compared to the competition, it does look very rugged and off-roadish. So we have to wait and see until the car comes out, but I really hope Renault does something about the engines. And sure, hybrid is nice and all that, but those engines, I'm guessing, are also going to be more expensive. And pricing is something Renault needs to focus on while delivering on the fundamentals of what the compact SUV buyer wants. Because up until the hatchbacks or the bigger hatchbacks like the Baleno or the i20, I think people would have been okay with the lack of power. even though those cars do have enough power, if it didn't, I think we would have been okay. But when it comes to a combat SUV, people are expecting the car to have a lot of performance for the money they're spending. It's a mindset and a price thing. And the Kiger's biggest problem is lack of power at the price point and the amount of money you have to pay to get the more powerful engine. So yeah, the Renault Bridger, it looks very promising, and hopefully it gets a decent engine. Now, what engine could it get? If it's a new natural aspirated engine, I am curious about it. The amount of power that engine would get, because it does have the duster on top of it, the next segment, so it can't do too much that it ends up being a problem for the duster, but it does have to be enough that it's better than the Kiger. So it will be interesting to see what kind of approach Renault takes, and hopefully we get a good turbo engine at a decent price. And sure, I guess fuel economy won't be that great with the turbo engine, but the natural aspirated engine, I'm guessing it's not going to have enough power unless they decide to take one of the other manufacturers' engines. I mean, if this car has a natural aspirated engine from the Bronx or the Valeno, that engine has 89 horsepower, and that's enough. That would work, but I don't know if that will happen. I mean, so yeah, and now I don't have a lot of hopes for the engine. So yeah, the turbo is the hope, and hopefully it's at a good price. So